Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for tonight's team call. It's October 17th. So, guess what tomorrow means? Or is it today? I forget. UK, guys. So, we're hopping over the pond and going into a new country. So, for those of you that don't know, like when we first started out, it was just US. And then we got Canada and now UK. So, this is like a really huge move. I have no idea really the population of UK, but I'm pretty sure like it's maybe like 5 times the amount of Canada. I don't know. It's pretty huge. So I posted a little live video in the team page yesterday because there's just so much new stuff coming out, right? And it's kind of like squirrel, like what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Just take a breath. That's what I have to remind myself. And do one thing at a time. So if you're going to focus on double time, focus on double time. If you're going to focus on the UK, focus on the UK. If you're going to focus on the ultimate reset, focus on the ultimate reset. Do your thing, do it well, and just kind of have focus on it. Alicia is on now, but tomorrow she's going to be doing a video about how she's using Instagram to connect with people in the UK already. So, I mean, it's a huge opportunity. But you know what? Like, we don't have to all jump on it at once, right? Like, just stay focused, do what you're doing now. And then if you want to add one thing, just add one thing, not a million things. Some other announcements I want to make is the team retreat is January 13th. I know it's far away, but I really need to know who's coming. It's in the team page. I'll keep posting it for the Google Doc, and we also have a separate page just for that. We are going to have Dawn doing headshots there as well. So if you want to get photos done at the team retreat, that's going to be available too. It's going to be a whole fun day. So Saturday's the day where everything is happening. So get more info on that in the team page, and please make sure that if you're going, let me know. There's a lot of planning that has to happen before January. Okay, last thing before I throw it off to our amazing guest is if you are in the New Jersey area, I know a lot of things happen in New Jersey, I'm sorry, but Thursday, me and Leah are going to the Get Rich Lucky Bee. If you haven't seen, that's like the personal development book I'm reading, and the chick is gonna be in New York City for like a 3-hour like talk. It's like $60. Leah is taking the train in. I will be driving up the Parkway for 3 hours. So if you want to ride with me, you can hitch a ride, or if you want to take the train with Leah, go for it. But I think it's going to be just a great, an event. Like, that's what I always talk about. That's what I've done for 4.5 years, is going to events, especially if it's not Beachbody. Don't get me wrong, Beachbody events are amazing, but you need to get that personal development from something else besides reading and audio. You need to soak it all in from every different angle that you possibly can. Okay, so enough about chit chat with announcements. Megan is on the call with us tonight. I do not want to butcher your last name, so I'm not going to. Megan is a 5-star diamond coach. She's a Success Club legend, meaning she's hit Success Club 24 months in a row. Consistency right there. She's a coach of 4 years, and she's a stay-at-home mom of 3. So 3 kids, if she can do it, I'm pretty sure you guys can too. So Megan, thanks for hopping on the call with us tonight, and we're excited to hear what you're going to talk about.
Yay. Hey guys, thanks for having me. So yeah, I'm home with 3 kids. They're 6, 4, and 1. And so I am working my hustle hard during early mornings and evenings and nap times. And so I've had to be really scheduled. And so I work into expanding my network, which is what I'm going to talk about. I work that into my power hour every single day. So I'm going to share with you kind of just ways you can do it. I'm not even going to touch on a business page. That's a whole nother ballgame with ads and stuff. So I'm going to focus on how to expand it just on your personal page, how to meet some new people, and then what do you say to those people without being that creepy salesperson, right? Because I know when I get a friend request of somebody that I don't know, I look at their page, and if I see a bunch of salesy stuff, like, I'm out if I don't know them. So I'm just going to share a couple of things with you guys. I'm going to share my screen and show you kind of what's worked for me, what's worked for my team, and kind of just what we do and what I help my coaches do. So expanding your network, which I think is so important because you can't be talking to the same people over and over every single month. Like, it gets tiring to run through your follow-ups every single month and just feel like you're really knocking down the same people. Like, are you ready yet? Or can I answer any questions, or following up with them? So you want to be reaching new people so you can have new conversations. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, those new conversations are the ones that breathe life into me, that I get excited to talk to new people. So I'm sure that Rose has like told you all of this stuff a million times, but sometimes I think it helps to hear it from somebody else. So top social media don'ts, you know this, like no links, no salesy pictures. Lately, it seems like I've had to talk to a few of my coaches about not being so controversial, like just keep things, positive, but being yourself. So, and then you don't want to be inconsistent. So you guys know most of that stuff. Do's. So public profile. Now, I have 3 kids. I am somebody that's comfortable with having my kids on social media. I have coaches on my team that are not comfortable with that. So what I teach them is that make your profile public, and then if you're going to share pictures of your kids, change that little setting so that it says friends only. And that way, part of the biggest way to expand your network is to keep your profile public so that other people can see that. So if you're comfortable with that, do that. The consistency, sticking to your brand, kind of knowing who you're talking to, and sharing things that are relatable to your brand of people, keeping it positive. You can definitely share your struggles. I think it's so important to be real with things that you're going through. I suffered with some postpartum issues, obviously weight gain and weight loss after having a baby. I think it's okay to, share those struggles, but you want to talk about ways you overcome it, because, negative, if you're negative out there, you're going to attract those people that are negative, versus being somebody that's looked at as an inspiration, somebody that's motivational, somebody that's going to lift people up. One thing that I've been really focusing on lately is my posts where I'm not the hero, because it's so easy for me to be like, yeah, I rocked my workout. Yeah, I'm, feeling stronger again. But you want to kind of change your post so that when someone goes to your page, they feel like they're the hero. Like they feel just that much better about themselves. And again, I think sometimes, especially when you're newer, you get caught up in wanting to copy what successful coaches are doing. I really encourage you to unfollow those coaches that maybe you really look up to, and really focus on being you, because, people are going to join you because of who you are. They're going to join you because of your story that you share, not because of, that you're copying somebody else. So quick social media stuff. Okay, so engagement is one of the biggest ways that you can get people to come to your page, because if you haven't posted one of these by now, everybody loves a yes or no, an ask for a vote, which dress should I wear, what shoes do you like? So think about those ways that you can post to build engagement just on throwing stuff out there. I sometimes will go to Target and we'll grab a couple different shirts and like try them on in the dressing room and be like, I love this one. Like, which one would you guys buy? Get people to just comment on that stuff. And the benefit to having a public profile is that people, their friends of friends are going to see it, and you'll be surprised who will come on your profile and post. And then that's the perfect way for you to tag each person back. You want to be engaging with everybody, and then replying to them. And then if you feel comfortable, so I don't do this to absolutely everybody. I will do it to people that are, I like to say, my tribe. So people like moms, or just women that I feel like, look normal or look like somebody I would love to help or work with. I certainly don't, I don't add a lot of men. Well, I don't add any men really. But I focus on adding new people that way. So if I see one of my friends comment on my post, which happens quite a bit if you're asking for opinions. If you are a mom, like, everyone wants to give opinions on pregnancy or anything that has to do with kids. So definitely throw those posts out there and you'll see who's offering their opinions to you. But this is where the point where you're going to really want to tag them back, reply to their comment, and then shoot them a message. And I'm going to share at the end the way I kind of track this, because I think it's really important that you track this. But I'm just sending them a simple question like, hey girl, thanks for the input on your new shoes. What kind of shoes do you wear for your workout, right? Because when you're answering or when you're asking a question at the end, you're opening up that invitation for a conversation. And it's not, you can keep it Beachbody related. This was just an example on shoes, but you can be like, where's your favorite place to shop? Or where do you find, your cute stuff? Or, where do you buy this for your kids? Or anything that's going to ask them a question and kind of get a conversation going. Whether you want to turn this into an invite, it's up to you. So sometimes if I have a free group going, and I'll talk about that a little bit more too, but if I have a group going and this conversation goes a little bit, we go back and forth, I'll say, hey, I don't know if this is for you, but I know you said that you love to run or whatever. I'm doing a crockpot group next week. Would you want to join us? And just throw out an invitation that way. Inviting to free groups seem to be the easiest way to not feel super salesy. But ultimately, you want to add them as your friend so that they can start to see your posts. All right, videos. So lately, videos are queen of Facebook. And if you're not doing them, it's time to start. And it's intimidating sometimes. And I did a live video the other day and my phone totally fell in the sink. And then I tried to set it up and but it's okay. So you want to be doing videos that add value, and they do not have to be fancy. Plan it out ahead of time. That's what I have to do. I have to think about, okay, what live topics could I talk about today? And I have a coach on my team that's really great at that. She does a lot of cooking. I'm not big into that, but she does a lot of cooking and just little hacks in her closet and her favorite sports bra. And she tries on a few things that she got at Old Navy and just kind of sharing just where she gets her stuff and different hacks that she has. Definitely recipes, storytelling, talking about just something that she's gone through. Definitely brings more people to your page. And again, same thing, when that video is public, you're going to get other people to see it and hopefully comment on it so that you can again reply back to their comments and send them a friend request. Live is obviously best. It's going to be pushed up into the news feed. And then you want to ask questions for participation. So, hey, before we get started, comment below, where are you guys watching from? Or ask a question in the video to kind of get them to comment. And then same thing, you've got to be diligent about sending all these people a message. There's another example of what I do. Hey, thanks for your comment. What are your favorite snacks? Ask a question to get that conversation going, because if you're not doing this sort of engaging posts and videos and you send somebody just a random friend request and then you're probably too nervous to send them a message, or any message that you're going to send might seem a little bit salesy. I think those days of when we used to push out hey girl messages to a bunch of people just aren't as well received. I feel like, at least in my newsfeed and my market of moms, I have a lot of friends that are doing network marketing. And so you spot that stuff a mile away. So that's why if you can connect with somebody outside of that and focus on the content that you're posting or a video, I think that helps so much. All right, so your calls to action. Hopefully you're doing some sort of group or some way to add value every single month. So if you're doing a free group, what I always do is I'll post about the free group, then I'll say, comment below if you want to join. And because we all do better when we have a friend that's holding us accountable, tag a couple friends that you think should do this with you. And then I get people to tag their friends. And then of course, I'm sending a friend request to these friends. So I'm saying something like that example. Hey, Michelle tagged you in this post I'm doing, the more the merrier, what do you think? And again, it's just an easy, I even sometimes will say no worries if it's not for you, I don't know how you feel about that. She just tagged you, something like that. So especially those people, if you have them where they're doing your free groups every single month and it has not converted into a sale, it's kind of okay, it's time for you to invite a couple friends to this group. So we obviously want to help people, but if we can get more people in to add to our network, obviously the more the merrier, the better. So you can also do giveaways for inviting different people. So I never liked the whole, I was in one group that it was hey, whoever adds 20 of their friends could win this prize. And so I'm always iffy about doing stuff like that because nobody likes to be added to these groups where they're not invited to, but you can do something like, you know, I don't know, a way to partner up to give away prizes for these people that actually invite them friends, not randomly adding them to your group or whatever. You could do the inviting if you're going to do an event for a group, doing a giveaway to invite a certain amount of people, because that's a little bit better than adding them to a big group. And again, so important that you're sending these friend requests and then sending these messages to people. All right, so here's the big way that I've expanded my network, and it's focusing on groups. And I know you've heard this before, but you really have to, two things that are really important. You expand to subcategories of your interests, and you commit to only 1, 2, or 3 groups and go all into those groups. Sometimes I think coaches get excited, they want to join groups, and so they're adding themselves to all these groups, but then they're really not participating, they're not getting involved in the groups, they're not making those friendships, they're not connecting with other people. So then they're going to spot those salesy people from a mile away. And so think about really subcategories of things that you're interested in. Obviously, you know, the clean eating, the fitness, fit mamas, like any of the fitness stuff is going to have coaches in it. Like, it's going to be obvious. So you want to get beyond that to connect with people. So for me as a mom, you know, I connect with people that are in kids groups. So I'm in a group of, I don't know if you guys know what Hannah Anderson is. It's a kids clothing brand. So I'm in a resale group there where it's you buy, sell, trade, and chat. And so people are talking about new stuff that's coming out with that brand and different sales and selling clothes. And so I'm in that group. I'm also in, like, I love Lululemon. So I'm in a Lululemon, like, chat group. I'm in a, so there's, I don't know if you guys follow, so there's a website called, that has amazing recipes. It's called 100 Days of Real Food. And she does, like, mini challenges. And so I'm in one of her groups right now that's a mini challenge group. And it's just kind of starting simple, like avoiding different processed food and stuff, really basic, like 101 stuff. But I love it. And I think it's a good reminder, and it helps me be able to help some of my my new customers that are struggling, like, with the basics at, you know, stage 1, just starting to eat healthy. And so I'm in that group, and I'm engaging in that group, and I'm commenting, and then, you know, I'm adding people. And so when I'm in there, I'm participating, I'm asking questions. So that's why you need to focus on, like, one or two groups, and spend some time. So I have this scheduled into my day. Every single day, or at least every other day, I'm spending just 5 minutes going into these groups and commenting. Obviously, if you're pregnant, if you had a baby, like, you should be in those groups for sure. A lot of my customer base right now are new moms that I met over a year ago when I was in a pregnancy group, or 2 years ago from different, like, pregnancy new baby groups. But and you'll kind of get an idea when you're in the groups, when you're scrolling through, like, are these going to be people that you want to connect with? This used to be kind of overwhelming for me, so I really stuck with only adding people that were also engaging in the group, or posting things I had in common, that I had in common with them, and just kind of, I felt like I would like to work with them, versus, you know, adding a bunch of people. So I'm in another Great Dane group. We had a Great Dane, and yeah, so you just want to think of these smaller subcategories you can get in, and then, you know, it takes time. It takes time for you to participate and be engaging with other people. But if you commit to doing that, like, even start small and pick one group and say, okay, for this month, I'm going to be in this group every other day, and I'm going to go through and like stuff and comment on stuff and post a question or post something of value to those people. And then slowly start to see who you can connect with. And that's why it's really important to pick a group that you really feel like you'll enjoy, and then set the timer for 5 minutes and then get out of the group, right? So, like, the Lululemon group I'm in, like, we talk a lot about a bunch of different stuff, and it's like, okay, I need to, like, you know, get out of that group fast. But yeah, schedule that into your power hour. And again, you want a friend request, and then make sure you're sending that message, like, hey, I saw your post in this group. It looks like, you know, start that conversation up without being salesy. Okay, so this is huge for me, and this is just what I copied this, and I can even share this with you guys if you want this, but this has been huge for me too, because before I started tracking this, I was sending these messages or sending these friend requests, and then I would see someone would accept it, you know, a couple days later or a month later, and then I would be like, wait, like, how do I know this person? Because, you know, you want to send them a message. So that whole thing got really confusing to me. So now what I do is that 5 minutes when I'm in the groups, I write down the name of the person that I send them a friend request. I write down where I found them, like what group. Like, for example, I don't know if you guys can see this, but this third person down there, her name's Emily. Moms in Tow is like our local moms group. And I wrote down, I sent her a friend request. She does sign language. So kind of like to jog my memory when she's going to accept my friend request. Okay. So then I go through the date that I requested, sent her a friend request. Did she accept? Did I send a message? And then am I adding her to Asana, which is what I use to track my conversations. And I use this on Google Drive because it's easily accessible. So I have my sister that will do some Asana work for me. So I can send her this. She can access this doc, and then she knows who I can add to Asana for me. And so, yeah, you want to go through this. And then, I don't know if you've seen this, but you can go to your friend request. And so I'll look at this, and I'll sort this by date. And then I can see, okay, if I have people that have not accepted my friend request and it's been, you know, a month, I will cancel that. And that way I don't have a bunch of pending friend requests. I'm not flagged on Facebook as somebody that's like spamming a bunch of people. And so then I can cancel those friend requests. But that way it just keeps everything organized. And that way if I get, you know, once someone accepts it, I can be like, okay, let me see where I know them from, and then that way I can go back to the group, or I can search for their name and I can figure out, okay, where did they come from and what I can message them about. And again, not all of these conversations turn into an invite. I try to find a way that I can invite them to one of my free groups. And usually, you know, if I don't, it's either it's not going that way. You can tell like that person is pretty standoffish. So I don't send that invite, and then they're on my friends list, you know, so hopefully they're seeing my stuff. So another thing that I do that has helped me be more engaging with these new friends is that, I don't know if you've seen, so when there's the friends, like the following, so you can click following and you can click see first. So if I see somebody that is like in this moms group that is like me, maybe they post a lot of positive things, maybe they're doing running or some sort of like they're posting about healthy recipes. There's somebody that I think, oh my gosh, this person would be so perfect for my team. I click on see first, and that way their stuff is going to show up higher up on my newsfeed so that I can engage with them more, so that I can comment on their stuff. So I think you max out, I think it might be 20. It might be 20 people that you can have on that list to see first. So I have those, my see first list is all people that are like totally on my dream team that I would love to have as coaches. That way I'm interacting with them. That way they're seeing my posts more. And then as somebody joins or whatever, then I can take them off of that list. But it's kind of just a good way to organize, people that are new friends of mine, and and make sure that, you know, those people that I really want to add, that I really would love to see on my team, that I'm really engaging with them more. So, all right. Someone have a question for me? You make this see first selection group. Yeah, that's on their profile. So I think I can probably show you. That would be, I'll show you where that is on my Facebook here. Let me get on this. All right, this is not working. All right, so, no. I think you're still seeing my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. All right, so.
I see your face. You know.
Now you see my face, okay. All right, let me go to Facebook and I'll show you that first so you can see where that is. All right, share screen. Okay, so for example, and this is off topic, but if you don't have this kill newsfeed thing, so this is only on my screen. If you don't have this kill newsfeed, you're like missing out on life, because it kills your newsfeed so that you can't scroll. Okay.
Okay,
so
do that.
Yeah, you need that. I needed that. So I only can.
Google Chrome thing.
Yeah, it's just an add-on, Kill Newsfeed. Like if you, I don't know, you can probably search for it and it's called Kill Newsfeed. But it's like my life right now because I used to get so bad, like going back to refresh and like whatever, then I'm all of a sudden stuck. All right, so I'll go to Rose first. Okay. All right, so here's you. And so, well, we're not friends, so that doesn't really work out so good, does it? Let me find my friend. I'll find my sister. Okay. So, yeah, so you're on somebody's profile. And so right here, following, you'll say see first. And so mine is probably full. Yeah, so I have the maximum number. And then I can edit this list to take different people off of it. So the stars are things that people that I'm seeing first. So people that I really, this girl Kylie, I would love to have on my team. So that's just people that I really want to engage with. So, and I need to take some of these like Pure Bar. I don't need to see that kind of stuff. So I can edit these to take them off of it. But yeah, so you want to go following and see first. And that way, when you're on your newsfeed, you're not going to see mine because I've killed it. You're going to see those people's posts first. Because I know sometimes I would add, I would add somebody that I would be like, oh, this person's awesome. And then they would just be lost. And I'd realize like, oh, I haven't even been engaging in them. And then I'd go their profile and like, I don't know. I missed out on much potential to really talk to somebody. So
then yeah, how do you see them in your newsfeed? Just by going on your phone?
On my phone. Yeah. So then like I'll scroll on my phone, obviously. But then I use that, then I use my computer, like when I'm sitting down at my desk is my work time. Then I'm not scrolling and commenting. Like that's not the time for me to do that. I do that when I'm, I don't know, doing other stuff, right?
Awesome. I wrote down a bunch of notes. This was a great call. Does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, I think for me and what I try to tell everybody is like you have to start so small with this because groups, it can just be overwhelming. But if you're really struggling to find new people to talk to, which I know as like so much of my team struggles, they're like, who can I talk to? And you just get sick of talking to the same people over and over. So that means it's time for you to, and be reminded that like, if you decided like, okay, for the next month, I'm going to do this, please know like anything else in this business, the hard work that you're doing now is going to pay off down the road as people start to see your story and see connecting with you and see value from your posts. Like don't expect like, okay, I did this for a month and like, where's all my new people to talk to? You know how long it's taken some of you to say yes to joining. And so keep that in mind when you're talking to these new people and reaching out to them too.
Definitely. And what percentage do you do like this versus like your biz page?
I do more on my business page now just because I finally, grew that a lot. But I found it's not easily duplicatable if you don't want to put the money into ads. I think if you aren't ready to spend the money for that, it's really hard to grow your page and to really, to get good quality people there if you don't go through some sort of good ad training and you're not spending that money. So some of my coaches will jump right in with a business page or they'll start to get some content on their business page and they'll share that over. And so I have some coaches that only use their personal page and some that don't use it at all. So I think you really have to see like kind of what works for you. But for me, I do a lot of my stuff now on my business page, but even then it's like sometimes nobody sees it and I have better luck sometimes doing both or, figuring out what works.
You still get people from those groups, even though the market's not saturated because there's plenty of people to help, but you're still seeing growth from just doing the whole group.
Doing the group thing and adding them to my personal page. And then I feel like they see more personal stuff maybe because I try to really narrow in what's on my business page. And I do more personal stuff, more stuff about my kids, maybe on my personal page. And then I share a lot of my content onto my personal page so that they see that. But I agree. And I used to kind of have that in my mind, like, oh, there's just so many Beachbody coaches now. I had somebody that I added in from one of my groups the other day, and she was like, I've never heard of these Beachbody workouts. And I'm like, what? So there are people out there, and it's a great way to reach them outside of these groups. Don't be joining these groups that are like fit mom groups. Like, come on, you're going to be filled with coaches. Like, think outside of what, like, other coaches are searching for too.
Totally. Like, I'm a part of like a Husky group.
Yeah.
Like Annie Sloan chalk paint group. Trying to think, I was part of like a Pretty Little Liars group, but that ended. Womp womp.
I know, right?
Leah has, I think, another question. Any suggestions on activity to brainstorm topics? Leah, on topics on groups or posts? Or maybe, Megan, did you understand?
On interest, yeah, for groups. So I started just writing down, like, what are my hobbies, what kind of things I like. And I had to like sit down and look around the room. That's how I kind of started searching like Lululemon, or I started to think about like, okay, my dog, like there's a dog group, if you're a mom, like there's moms groups in town that you like, stay local with moms groups. There's a lot of like baby-led weaning, depending on what kind of, different stuff you like with that. Like even some running groups I've been a part of. But really, yeah, I just started writing stuff down and then thinking like, okay, how can I branch off of these topics to think about, what kind of groups I could join.
And then you could also like use a search bar, and I haven't done this a while, but you can say like people who like Lululemon, and then like stuff will pop up, or I forget what they call it. What do they call like that search bar on Facebook? Google it, and you can do a lot of different things with that search bar besides just like searching for people. Like you can say like people who like blah 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 in New Jersey, or New Jersey people that blah blah blah. Like you can really like use that to find a lot of good groups.
Yeah, I found my best luck with different clothing brands, connecting with those people that were reselling clothes, or that were chatting about different clothes. I don't know if you guys follow any other blogs on Facebook, but I've even found a couple people through like Living in Yellow or Mother Chick. I don't know if you guys follow any of those. They're like popular fashion women that do fashion, like try-ons and stuff. And there's the same group of people that seem to comment like, love that shirt, like all that kind of stuff. And so I've been interacting a little bit on there, and I'll send somebody a friend request if I see that like they comment a couple times and I do. So don't like spend your whole power hour doing this. I would totally, get going and all that stuff if I did that. It would be a time sucker for sure. But if you set a timer and commit to doing it, or setting a goal of adding just 3 people a day, that's what I do. And then seeing where it goes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for hopping on. I'm excited for your call tomorrow night, and I will see you then. And thanks everyone for hopping on. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.